Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome Victoria Thiga. Victoria wants a song. Okay, one thing. Let me read you a quote from her chapter that I really like. She says, "Freedom begins the moment you stop apologizing for existing and start showing up as your full self." All right, Victoria. Take it away.
DJ ameniangusha, but nevertheless I will proceed. So good afternoon. You know, sometimes when you hear people introduce yourself, especially if you are used to self-sabotage, you wonder, is that me? You know, mimi kweli, you know? Yeah, so you feel like you want to downplay your achievements and who you are, but I am not only advocating for people to show up as themselves, but I'm also walking that journey. And I think the reason why I'm the first one to speak here is because I am no longer procrastinating. My fellow authors know that nowadays, if an opportunity comes, they said, we knew you'll be the first one. So I'll just go right to what I have here for this afternoon. So my noble guest, whoever you are, most of you are meeting you for the first time, but it's a pleasure, and definitely you are adding color to my life this afternoon. And thank you so much for showing up, because it's people who make occasions like this beautiful and vibrant. So your presence means the world to me today. This is more than a book launch. It's a celebration of healing and a declaration of courage and honesty. It's a bit of a love letter to me, for sure, to the woman I used to be and the woman that I'm becoming. So I'm being gentle with myself, and every woman is still in the process of unbecoming who the world told them to be, because we have so many voices that speak to who we are. So they say, ironically, I think what you've just discussed, it was part of my speech. You must have drawn that. But one of the reasons why I wrote this book is because they say that if you want to live forever, write a book. But the irony is that the person who said that is dead. So where do we go with this? So his words live on. That's how he lives. The power of writing outlives us. It transcends us, and today I, Victoria Thiga, get to add my voice to that eternal conversation. So I was telling Jacqueline earlier that I have broken up, not with a person, but with fear and shame. And I told them both respectfully that it's not me, it is you. You know, our relationship had to end because for too long I was shrinking, self-sabotaging and settling, smiling on the outside while struggling outside. But guess what? The breakup was messy, but it was worth it, because since it has been amazing for me. And this book for me is me turning this mess that has been in my life into a message that will build somebody else. So chapter 4, The Hard Truth, on the book on self-sabotage, is a message for every woman who wants to break up with shame. And quite frankly, it's them, not you. So this book was born in a quiet space, a place between who I was and who I knew I could become. I did not write it because I had all the answers. I wrote it because I got tired of asking the same painful questions. Why do I start things that I do not finish? Why do I feel unworthy of good things? Why do I feel insignificant in this great big world? And why do I shrink myself just to fit into spaces that are too small for my potential? Does that sound familiar? Does it sound familiar? So self-sabotage is not always loud. Sometimes it's in the most soft and subtle ways. It sounds like perfectionism, it looks like procrastination, and feels and dressed up like realism. You know, that's not realistic. I can't do that. So it shows up it shows up when we let the past pain write the present scripts. So those things and experiences that we have had begin to influence our future. But the truth, you can live in freedom. You can still be loyal to your fears. You can live in freedom. You can't heal what you face, and you absolutely cannot grow while holding hands with shame. So there's a lot of strange advice going around these days for women. You're told, don't ask for space, be the space, Don't wait to be invited to the table, bring your own table or be the table. Don't wait to be handed the cup, mold yourself into one. And while I get the intention behind all these words, I want to offer you something deeper. You don't have to strive to be your way into significance. You're already significant. You're already enough, whole, worthy, and powerful. You don't need to twist yourself into new shapes just to be seen. Instead, I want to encourage you to come home to yourself and show up as your authentic self. Show up fully, not the version that plays small, not the version that performs, but the version that is honest and whole, and even in progress. Because the world doesn't need more perfect people. It needs the real ones. It needs you and I. The world is waiting for your light. So I spoke of grace earlier, and I find that grace is something that I need to speak about. So when the grace of God locates you, it doesn't ask for your resume. It does not check your background or your bank account. Within God, hallelujah. Pesa balance or your past failures. It simply says, you, it's time. And this is what happened to me. Grace found me in my low moments, reminded me that healing is not just possible, it is promised, and if you're willing to walk through it. So if you're here today, and you're in a place where you feel stuck, I want to say this to you. Don't block your blessings by being a gatekeeper to your own destiny. That's what Sabotage is. Grace has already located you, but you can yourself. So don't block your blessings by being a gatekeeper to your own destiny, because grace has already located you. Don't wait for someone to validate your worth. The wings are yours, and guess what? The sky belongs to no one. So you have the freedom to fly. Be kind and gentle to yourself. Invest in yourself unapologetically. Grow your strength in good times, because you'll need it when adversity comes. And please work harder on your inner self than your outer image, because the power is almost never physical. So this book is not about being perfect. I'm not perfect. I think we keep fighting every day. it's about being real. It's about finally calling out the patterns that keeps us in cycles, silence, self-doubt, and sabotage. It's about realizing every setback, every scar, every tear has been shaping us into something sacred. So when you read these pages, I hope that you see yourself. So because we are allowed to rise, we are allowed to outgrow our past, and we are allowed to walk in rooms that we feel we do not belong. So what I've learned in this journey is to celebrate my small victories. I set goals that align more with my own passion and my values, and I surround myself with people who add value to me and remind me of how special I am. I stay curious, I'm open to life, and above all else, I protect my peace and prioritize my healing, because it's a journey. So I know that I'm never alone, because I have people that walk with me, and I walk boldly into the next chapter wherever God leads me. And I pray that you do the same, that you will also walk into your next chapter with your head held high and your wings open. Because again, I say that the wings belong to you and the sky belongs to no one. So to my family and my friends who are here today, the supporters, everyone who is in the room, my fellow authors, and every woman who will hear this message, I want to thank you. I want to appreciate, because I feel like you have all played a role in the journey that I am today. And I pray that God continues to bless you. I want to especially thank Mr. Dosso and Zion Publishers, because when he called me, I think he found me at the right moment when I was ready to write, because I had been challenged by my 12-year-old daughter, who was reading a book from the Western world, a book on Rosa Parks. And it had never hit me that there are no African women's stories that have been documented. So when he reached out, it was very timely, and I did not hesitate. Okay, I lied. I hesitated for 1 year. So, as part of Sabotage, I definitely wrote another book last year, which is still in my laptop somewhere in a draft copy. But it is because I realized that I was venting and not writing. So I took time to heal also. And that is this book, this chapter, is the beautiful outcome of a journey that I took for a year. So thank you so much for reaching out and putting together this project where women like I and my co-authors have a space to entrench our names in eternity and stand among other authors. I want to say thank you so much to my parents. I want to say thank you to my parents, Dr. Mwangi and Rachel. You have been such an inspiration in my life. I don't know who I would be without your training and your push for us to technology. So without your push for us to succeed, myself and my siblings, we really appreciate every effort that you have put forward for us to get to this moment. So this book is a dedication to you. I also want to acknowledge my aunt, Dr. Rose Mwangi. Thank you so much for being there for us and even charting a path for us in this journey of becoming who we are. My brothers and my sister, may God bless you. Thank you for creating hard times for me so that I can become stronger. Well, anyway, and also leading the way for us. Dr. Moses Mwangi and your wife, Dr. Mary Sospita, and your wife, Shiko, Nelly, thank you so much. Esther, Thiga, thank you so much. And to my dear friend, Jessica, thank you so much for making time to be here. Thank you, and God bless you.
Wow.